Have you? Good evening, good people of River State.
Okay, good evening. Welcome. Now, this suit was filed last month, and I guess it might be safe to say that you saw this coming. But what motivated the PILEX Center to file this suit against the administrator?
Actually, we have looked at the antecedents of the sole administrator and how he had gone about suspending people. And then on the 24th, yes, of last month, he pushed out a memo demanding the heads of departments to send a report to his this is in the pipeline, it's coming. And looking at the Constitution of Nigeria, we already believed that him taking this step is unconstitutional, and then we decided we had to do something about it.
Okay, now I'm glad that you're a legal practitioner. These provisions.
Okay, let me quickly read Section 7 of the Constitution of Nigeria. It reads, Section 1, the system of local government by democratically elected is under this
Okay, Mr. Nsirimovu, I would have to try to call you back because we have very obvious problems connected to the network. So I apologize, but we have to get back. We have to get our guests back because this conversation is important. Please stay with us. Nigeria Info. Apologies for the delay. We had quite challenge reconnecting with our guest, but he is finally here with us. You're welcome once again, Mr. Courage Nsirimovu.
Thank you very much. Good to be back.
Okay. So I was asking about how the appointment violates the Constitution, and I think you were stating...
Yeah, and I was stating Section 7 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and that section insisted that a local government must be run by democratically elected local government council.
Okay.
And this is why we had that back and forth last year. If you notice, the Supreme Court judgment, even previous years, saying caretaker committee is illegal. Very illegal. I mean, I call it full of the Section 7 of the Constitution and the Electoral Act. And then the Supreme Court's judgment was delivered concerning Rivers State, and the former elected officials were sacked because due process of notification was not followed. You could see that the governor did not go to bring in another caretaker committee. He only allowed the next in command, head of department to run the local government. It's just like a situation where governor is incapacitated or resigns or something. The deputy governor takes over office. So the heads of department took over office pending that period of preparation and conducting an election by RISEC. So now this administrators, like this process is the same in Lagos. You want to use to capture the local government. So it's something we people and as watch on the world and demand on the constitution is like the Supreme Court of the any action that is consistent with constitution that is assuring to the people, and those who speak for the people and the people themselves must defend this constitution, because we've seen elected officials who swear to defend our constitution violate our constitution. So it's on that premise that we have said, no, this is another illegality that they want to foist on the people of Rivers State. And we went to court and said, court, restrain him without...
Because the Supreme election, meaning that women and decided of the local area, that also is a democratically elected local government. So that also contravenes Section 7.
That is natural. That is necessity. Simple common sense. It is natural. It is necessity that the place should not ordinary administrator the work on the action. The health debate the work on the action is conducted. So that's simply natural. Now, if they to continue doing the work and work with them, that is what the soul would have done. Even though we are not happy with his being where he is right now, people appoint is keen, to make it a committee. What he's doing, we are leaving.
The argument would be that these conditions provided by Section 7 should not apply to River State at this time because of the state of emergency.
Now, our own argument will be that this state of emergency on its own is also illegal, because the process of the procedure to the emergence of the sole administrator in itself did not follow due process. So we don't even see it as something that exists, right? We don't see it. First of all, you ask the questions. Was there war in Rivers State? Leave what these people are doing. There was no war in Rivers State. Was there breakdown of law and order? There was no breakdown of law and order. Were we not peaceful in Rivers State? Anyway, that's on the one hand. Now, the Constitution has stipulated a procedure in Section 305 on how you should even go about the proclamation, which our argument is that what happened in Rivers State was pipeline sabotage. You should have called security, army to go and navy and wherever to go and do surveillance work. It doesn't mean that. So that is on the one hand. The procedure is this. First of all, you make your proclamation and you wait. After your proclamation, you go to the Senate and House of Representatives and get the two-third vote. But the president made the proclamation and said it takes immediate effect. On that, the whole process is voidable. on that decision he made. So him even going to the Senate and House of Rep, and House of Rep members using a voice vote. I was just watching one section of voice votes where the Senate president was trying to, determine one of the resolutions as regards Natasha. And then the people said, nay. And he turned and said, let him do a second voice vote. They still said nay. He turned again, let him do a second voice vote. They said nay. And he said, the ayes have it. So that tells you how flippant voice votes cannot determine two-third majority. So the entire process of the sole power is basically unconstitutional requirement. So whatever actions he may carry on is something that remains questionable, because if you're standing on nothing, then you fall.
Now, and this is suggestive that local government elections might hold soon. If this is the case, does this not lay to rest the issue of appointing administrators, since we eventually will have chairmen elected to occupy those positions?
See, first of all, this thing it's a constitutional issue. I don't know why he's bothering himself so much with election and this aspect of governance. This is not what martial system it should be. I mean, you're coming to ensure security. That is what emergency is. But you're not dealing, there was no emergency situation. So now you've left that issue, because there was actually nothing to do, to now deal on the issue of governance, something that the Constitution expects an elected person to do in conjunction with an elected assembly. So how is he going to, carry? That's why most of the actions he would take are actions that would definitely challenged in court. So he's not going to have a smooth sail if he doesn't leave things the way they should ordinarily be, and do his work while he's waiting for the court to decide his fate one way or another.
All right, finally, the suit was adjourned to the 14th of April. Today is the 9th of April. And
14th, yes.
And I guess I would say we are waiting. But between now and then, what are the implications of the pending decision on the appointment, the court's pending decision on appointment that have already been made?
The implication is that he has shown total disregard of the court with this thing. And then we tried to serve that process yesterday. They evaded service and did whatever announcements they did. So we'll report what they have done to the court and let the court decide one way or another. If the court deems it fit to agree with us that he does not have the power to do what he is doing, then the court should consequentially stop him from swearing in anybody into that position, invalidate his action, and perpetually restrain him from carrying on. Because when a subject matter is already before the court, you're supposed to respect it. Every lawyer knows that. Once court is seized of a matter and you are aware, and the court has summoned you to come and show cause, because the other party have proved their own case, their own claim. Now it is for you to come and show cause why this shouldn't be granted. Court gave you an opportunity to be heard. Ordinary court would have granted it without your presence, and then you now scorn the court. So it's disrespectful, and we'll report that matter to the court. And if the court deems it as contempt, then he does not have immunity. Court will deal with him like a civilian.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Nsirimovu, for your time.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
All right. Conversations with Courage Nsirimovu, who is the coordinator, PILEX Center for Civic Education Initiative. That is the body that has taken the sole administrator to court, asking that he does not appoint any administrators to head local government area. And this was last month, way before this action of today happened. So obviously they saw it coming and they did something about it. I'm asking important questions, and these questions are for you. Does this move by the administrator undermine the authority of the court, as is obviously the case? And a personal one connected to development. If your local government administrator was appointed rather than elected, would you still trust them to represent your needs? 08179230002, 08179230003. WhatsApp is 08090306416. I'll check to see if we're live. Okay, yes, indeed we are. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. If and when you call, please turn off your radio. JJ, my first caller from Rumigbo. Good evening, JJ.
Yeah, good evening, Sam.
Good evening.
Is there any award for the first caller?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
I will give it to you later.
Sam, was it the election that led to the state of emergency? Is it that we tried to do election, we couldn't, there was fight and all those, okay, let the strong man come and do the election before he leaves or something? I don't get it. You see, these people, like the last question you asked, the appointment is somehow, and you know the most funniest part, when the governor, when the tenure of the other people who were local government chairman expired, the governor appointed caretaker. And there was a time frame given by the Supreme Court for all states of the federation to conduct local government elections. These were the same people shouting, "Oh, it's illegal! It's illegal!" Now they are the ones clapping for the more illegality than what we can think of. The court have said, "Don't do anything. You did it because you feel you are a Superman. You don't have immunity, sir." And I pray that the long arms of the Lord don't catch up with you, because those who have sent you may not be there to defend you. You have served this country diligently. Why not keep your head up so that you can be healed anytime and be quoted? But this one is like you have come to swim somewhere that I don't know at all. For me, I wish him well. Let him continue in his lawlessness. A time will come when he will pay for it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Gospel calls from Rumadara. Good evening, Gospel.
Good evening, Sam.
Good evening.
Yes, my name is Ayuba Gospel.
Go ahead.
Sam, I want to ask this simple question. When does going to court and the court gives a bailiff notice to serve on the respondent become an injunction? No, we joke too much in this part of the world, and insincerity is the problem that has brought us to where we are today. There is no court order stopping the sole administrator from appointing sole administrators in the local government level. Their guest said that they went to court, and the court said that they should serve the respondent to appear before it and tell them why they should not grant a motion at the
Hello?
Hello, Sam.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yes. So, College did not know that the court gave order that the Solomon should stop the appointment. He didn't say that. And it beats me, because in this state we saw when a judgment was given by a federal high court. We saw when a judgment was given by appeal court. And everyone said, no, judgment has not been given, that they should wait until judgment given. The matter has been set in motion in court. It will appear in court, and the court will decide. But for now, the court has not decided yet. Let's allow the administrator to work. Please, then for the election of local government council, if the administrator deems it fit to follow the process that's been on by the supreme governor, to conduct local government election, there is no law barring him. He can do so. Let us allow this sort of...
Okay. Well, I'm guessing the phone line said that's just about enough. After hearing the motion, the judge ruled that Ibas must appear in court to explain why the application should not be granted, and the case has been adjourned to April 14. Yes, indeed, that was the update to that. Presenter, good evening. The please no order was granted. Mr. Madi, yes. This administrator is meant to appear to defend the NITA. The suit filed will not yield any good result. The Supreme Court of Nigeria is owned by some group of people. Okay, well, this is before a federal high court. I don't know if we're having the same conversation. One cannot have proper communication with someone in the same state and local government area. Everything about this sucks. I don't know what you're responding to. Tony says the court did not grant any order. Yes, that has been established. The judge only ordered respondent to be put on notice. Come on a later date adjourned to show why the order should not be granted. Clever Sonny, it's now very clear to the world that the president has officially, I'll use the word abandoned to substitute what you put here, democracy in River State. Shame. That's from Clever Sonny. Jude calls from Omuma. Hello, Jude.
Yes, Sam.
Good evening.
First of all, let me say congratulations to Courage, your guest. The father was one of us in the activity. So I'm happy that he has taken over from the father, where the father stopped. Now, there's a question you asked. He said, what happens to the head of local government that were appointed before the coming of the sole administrator that dissolved them? The head of the local government are not appointed. They grow from the civil service, from the local government service. So that they are employees of the local government, like you have the permanent secretaries. If anybody, any appointee is relieved of his duty, they will tell you, hand over to the permanent secretaries. That's the way the head of local governments are. So that's one. Secondly, on what the administrator is doing, I don't want to be stretching myself so much on it. I'm ashamed with what is happening in the country. The administrator's appointment constitutionally is illegal. And people have taken it up to the Supreme Court. And he has gone ahead, arrogantly appointing, doing his own appointment, just to please those who have appointed, or the one who have appointed him. We know it's illegal. So, waiting to hear from the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court, the way they do in Nigeria, says otherwise, we'll all be roped up. So we are waiting. This country belongs to all of us.
Okay.
Even our children. Whatever the Supreme Court says, and the way our president is doing, abandoning the rulings to do what he wants.
Thank you, Jude.
Shame on us.
I have to move on now. Christian calls from Bonnie. Good evening, Christian.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead.
You see, out of all this, what is happening, one good lesson I want Rivers people, Niger Deltans, and Nigerians to learn from this is that some of the problems we are facing is because of the policy of our so-called federal government. River State is what it is today because of this their imposition of candidates. They want to control River State, they want to control Niger Delta. And the people, they try all means, they find out that peace does not work, they result into carrying arms. That was how prohibition arms entered into Niger Delta till tomorrow. Look at what they are causing, look at what they are doing now. Tell me, what do they want? After all these people are advising the president, reverse this thing. He refused. What else do you want the people to do now? Look at the state of it. Look at how people are suffering in River State. A state that is blessed so much because of few individuals and what they are benefiting. from the state. You know what? We all know what. Look, Rivers people should open their sensory organs and understand where this thing is coming from. I keep saying it. All the multinationals and the heads of these multinationals are not from Niger Delta, neither River State. Their interest is in this River State, and it's just too much. We have to open our eyes and stop it. The same thing was done in Lagos State when Lagos State was the federal capital during the military regime. They fought because they had good lawyers and they had good people that understand the policy. They stood, and today Lagos State is free. Now they are trying the same thing here in River State. River people will have to stand and fight for their rights.
Thank you, Christian. Let's see. One or two messages and we take more calls. Well, live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Adi Oji OKOCC says lawless. That's all he or she types. And Friday, extraordinary measures. Okay. The sole administrator has not come here to make peace, which was his core assignment. Rather, he has come to compound Rivers' problems. He came to take over River State. That's from Oyi Mark. Clever Sonny says it is clear to the world that the president has officially destroyed democracy in River State. And Inere Pamo Fibai says the court has abused its high regard and respect by doing anyhow they feel for the rich and powerful. It's only the poor that still cares of the judiciary. The rich and powerful do not. Mufasa calls from NTA Road. Good evening, Mufasa.
Yeah, hi, Sam. Good evening.
Good evening.
Like the last two callers have said, this is quite a very pathetic situation. For me, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that everything started on a very faulty foundation. And to that extent, you cannot place something on nothing and expect it to stand. Everything is in error, from the imposition of the sole administrator to all the actions that he has been carrying out till this very last one that he just did. Like what a caller said, that the LGAs, what did they do wrong? That necessitated this sudden, imposition of sole administrators, local government administrators in the various local government councils. Does it mean that it's a pure state of, system capture? Or they are trying to maybe capture River State and give it to a certain political interest? This is wrong in all ramifications, and we cannot allow this to continue. It is not even about today. It's not about the government. It's not about things. It's not about individuals. It's about the soul of democracy. That somebody will just come and begin to do whatever he likes in a system that is supposed to operate a democratic tenet. For me, whether he has done what he did or whatever, we know where all these plans are coming from. It's just what they boasted before in the past, that they are going to pin the APC flag in River State. And that is the process they've started already.
Thank you very much. My final call is from Daniel, calling from Ibok-Ete. Hello, Daniel.
Good afternoon, Tinke. I'm Tinke Daniel from Ibok-Ete.
Welcome, Daniel. Please go ahead.
Like others have said, what is happening in River State is very pathetic. This is illegality begat illegality. In the first place, the state of emergency many have condemned. And you see this thing keep rabble-rousing in River State. I wish people should rise up any level and let their voice be heard. Mostly people from Rivers, because I am an Adian. I can't imagine why it must be like this in a state like Rivers. Chinke Daniel Ibok-Ete.
All right. Thank you very much, Daniel. Let's see what we can do with our messages from WhatsApp. Monica says, I fear for our democracy. The president has thrown out the rule of law to allow the FCT minister allegedly take control of River State structure, but his action can make the people withdraw their support for him. Good afternoon, Sam. I'm not supporting the actions of the sole administrator, but I think some governors and even the River State governor once operated caretaker chairman at a time. And I ask, is there anything like caretaker chairman in the Constitution? Asked the guest why he never instituted court action against caretaker chairman as of then. Or is it that in the Constitution, he only protects the Constitution when he felt like what is good for the goose is good for the gander? That's from Dave. Well, Dave, yes, that's happened at some point, and the Supreme Court clearly stated that it is an illegality. That case was handled, right? So that's why now it is important to ensure that people abide by the law. So stating that, it happened before and nobody spoke, why are you people speak? It's just two wrongs don't make a right. Whoever said it did say it well. Denzel says, please, if the sole administrator is illegal, then why then did the National Assembly ratify the proclamation of Mr. President and backed it? Isn't the action of the National Assembly a show of legality towards Mr. President's declaration of a state of emergency in the state? By the action of the National Assembly, everything the sole administrator will do is deemed legal. That's DJ from Port Harcourt. Well, I'm officially at a time. I'm certain there will be developments to this particular story, and we will definitely keep you abreast. Stay with us.
For more talk,